What it do, anime crew? Amen. Listen, today I just finished Casshern Sins and I'm gonna rant about it. This show is really damn good. It's super slow, very atmospheric. There's not going to be a lot happening at once. It's a very linear story, and I definitely wouldn't say it's like a mind-boggling narrative with these like extremely deep characters or anything. Like there are definitely some emotionally deep and emotionally intricate moments and backstories that I really appreciate, but in general, this is a just overwhelmingly atmospheric piece that sort of uses the vagueness and the mystique, mystery surrounding all these characters as a way to enhance the crippling, apocalyptic, uncertain atmosphere, pretty much. I just want to go over really quick some things that I love about the aesthetic of the show, because this show has god tier background art. And then it just has, like so many little aesthetic flourishes that I personally love. We got a bunch of Dutch angles, sharp character designs, like actually pointy, stark color palettes, extreme, like blown out lighting, shots that look like they're collapsing in on themselves. Like the middle of the shot is like lower than it's like a curved shot, not quite a fisheye, but it looks like it's like caving in towards the bottom. You got these edgy ass anime designs where their freaking one eye is covered up, and they got the pointy hair. You got the slender physiques that usually sort of like clash with like slender rock formations hunched over in the background. These characters like pose super dramatically, but in like a really edgy way that I love. It's got like some lonesome, almost Western vibes to the what would you say, desolate nature of the landscape. Stark and uncanny environments, melding of machine and natural imagery. The fact that there's like the soundtrack is very good, but it's generally pretty light on its application and focuses more on folly. A lot of the footsteps and the crinkling of the bushes and the breeze through the flowers and all that stuff that really puts you in the moment more than any song really would. I feel like songs are more so useful for bigger, more exaggerated moments, dramatic moments. They can be used for anything, obviously. I mean, music is one of the most versatile art forms known to man. But when it comes to crafting a show like this, I think using it sparingly is definitely the right way to go, even though it's a great soundtrack overall. The whole thing just feels kind of like empty. It's not as though there's not attention to detail, but it's intentionally left feeling devoid of life. And it also has like an existential texture to the dialogue and narrative. You have these like immortal characters coming to grip with a lack of meaning in their life and the end times, and Casshern, trying to take responsibility and learn like how he's brought about what he's brought about. But, everybody's just trying to kill him. Everybody's trying to eat him, and just got some plain great animation overall. I mean, this show looks really damn good. I'm not too familiar with this director. I remember skimming through a lot of his credits, and I didn't see anything that really jumped out at me all too much in terms of like chief directorial roles. And so I was a little bit surprised and somewhat disappointed to find that out, because he did an absolutely killer job with the aesthetic of every single episode. It feels like it's exploring the same emotions, but in a different way, like from a different angle. It's all like, existential dread and loneliness and existential dread and like the pain of living on a day-to-day basis, and just that apocalyptic sense of impending doom, but the struggle to keep on surviving even against your best judgment, and it's very uncertain of itself. Like the scenery is always crumbling away in the foreground, not only representing a decay, but also just like a sense of unsteadiness to everything. It's a very off-tempo show that I really, really enjoy. It can be a little bit grating how edgy the dialogue is or the monologue is in every episode. I feel like if I had slightly different aesthetic preferences, I would take more issue with the fact that this character and character of Casshern, but these characters in general just like broods so much and talk about all these somewhat vague platitudes that like aren't that interesting. It's not like there's nothing to them. It's not like it's outright pretentious, but there's a certain aesthetic quality to this dialogue, to this monologue, that I think contributes to the overall tone, but that I wouldn't fault anybody for taking major issue with, is I guess how I would describe it, if that makes any sense. When it comes to the character designs, I want to get a little bit more into that, because I mean, this show is like a audio-visual spectacle with pretty good characters and a pretty good narrative to boot. And my favorite character design is Leda. She looks freaking awesome. Like the giant, over-the-top, floating, but still spiky hair. The stupid, impractical, somewhat sexy. Oh my god! I absolutely hate it hearing people say the word sexy, and I just said it, and it just made me feel so weird. I don't know what it is. It's like, what am I, 40? I'm going to say that shit again. But, it's a somewhat, I can't think of a better word, but you know what I said. It's an outfit that has that going for it. It also just looks like super, almost like 90s cool. It's spiky, as I mentioned. It's sharp, it's foreboding and threatening, but it's also somewhat elegant and flowing. It's so stretched out almost. She has like a giant fucking scar across her face. It's just such a great little like fusion of like anime edgelord shit and then just like generally great atmospheric storytelling and tone. It's the perfect mixture for me. It's like even better than Technolize in its tone in that way, because of the fact that it leans more into its nature as an anime. It leans a little bit more into those character design sensibilities and even character archetypes at times. It is a kind of continuation of Casshern from, I believe, the 70s, old-ass anime. I don't think it actually is. Like, I think that was just like a loophole that they did to like get it funded. I haven't seen the 70s version, but it seems to be like not even related at all. But it's a really interesting story. It's kind of about like being a hero. It's kind of about being a human. It's about a guy who's like immortal and he has all the power in the world, basically, not all of it in the world, and he has to figure out how the hell he fucked this all up. How he didn't know how to stop like moving forward. And he somehow just brought about the ruin of the entire world. And he's trying to fix that. And it's sort of a story of like how having so much power, with great power comes great responsibility. Like that's the classic superhero slogan. But it's in a little bit more of a hopeless way. Like in a way of like, now I have all the power, but I'm so unsure of myself and I'm so unsure of what to do with it that it's like ultimately more existentially damning that I have no excuse and I just can't. I don't know how to make the world a better place. Like, I have all the power in the world and I still don't know what to do with it. Is there any hope for us? Is this race just destined to die out? Is this race even like a good thing for the earth? Like, is our relentless pursuit of scientific advancement to our own detriment, to the freaking universe's detriment? I don't know. I don't really think so, but at the same time, it's a vibes thing. It's a feeling of decay. It's an overwhelming feeling of death everywhere, of just the fleeting nature of existence, and not in a very good way most of the time. It's very interesting, though. I really like it. Pretty much everything I have to say is about the tone. There's sort of like a poetic element to the dialogue, which you could also just call like edgelord shit. I don't really care what you call it, but there's a fight in like every episode. It's so sick. The choreography's sick. There's amazing shots. Oh my god, I love the cameras. The cameras do like perspective shots, and like the famous one where it's like looking down Casshern's. It would be looking down Casshern's shirt if he had a shirt. Like it's like his face is like right at the top, and then it like thins out as it goes down. It's just I wish I could describe it better, but it's like it's got this almost extraterrestrial feeling to the soundtrack. I don't know, it's crazy. Every episode is its own fucking horrible adventure. And it's all similar, but it's all very distinct. And most of them are sort of accented by these environments that are very bizarrely constructed. Like, one of them that stands out to me is there's like a crater in the ground, and then there's like a city with a bunch of really, tall like apartment complexes and stuff. in the crater in the ground, which is otherwise in the middle of just like a vast desert flatland. And it's weird. It's fucking weird. And there's a guy down there who's like wheelchair bound, painting the walls white so that he could freaking walk into the white light. It's just, I don't know. This is not one that's super easy to put into words. This is something that you're going to have to see if you mess with the aesthetic of. And that's pretty much all I can say about it. I liked how a lot of the character arcs resolved themselves. I wouldn't say that it has like bad characters or anything like that, like I may have let on. I just think it's all like pretty simple, by the books stuff that, isn't going to blow your mind or anything. But, there's definitely some key bits of philosophy in there. And, like with shows like this and with messages like this, it's not really about the content of the message as much as it is about the emotional resonance of its like communication, like how much you actually are able to internalize it by how good the art is at selling the message, really making you feel the things that it's trying to make you feel about, death and life and mortality and love and, all these broad concepts that we've all thought of, just text them in a different way. I really liked it. I think it's really good. I think that you should go watch it. That's about everything I have to say about Casshern Sins, I think. Have a good one, y'all.